You're looking really patriotic.
I'm feeling patriotic today, man.
You really look real patriotic.
I'm feeling like America's about to enter its next golden age, and I'm feeling very excited about it, and everybody should be.
I don't see why people wouldn't be.
Thank you. I knew deep down. Everything went to plan, huh? Everything went to our plan, Charlotte.
There was not a plan.
Remember when we decided on Brilliant Idiots, we're like, yo, you'll fake support Kamala and then cause all this like distraction and, what is it? You stir up the water to catch fish. You'll do all that and then Trump will land the plane and then boom, we did it.
That's not what happened.
Charlamagne.
I supported Kamala Harris, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day because the president of the United States of America, the 47th president, is Donald J. Trump. And I said this on Breakfast Club this morning, like, you got to accept it. Are you an American?
Al walking out. Al just leaving the
Are you an American or you not an American?
Damn right I'm an American.
Why would I wish for America to fail? Why would I want America to fail? I'm just asking a simple question.
Thank you. I'm
just asking a simple question. Like, I don't want America to fail. I have a life here. I have businesses here. I have a family here. Why would I want America to fail?
That's why we were wondering why you were supporting Kamala.
No.
That's why we didn't understand it. We're like, why is this guy throwing so much support her way?
Listen,
when I know that he's a patriot, when I know he's a great man, I know that he wants America to win.
Listen, everybody votes for their interests. I have interest in Kamala, but I'm not going to root against. Why would I root against the president?
That's what I'm talking. Thank you.
I hope Trump doesn't do anything he said he's going to do.
Whoa.
I hope there's only 3 things I hope Trump does.
Talk to me.
Why do you keep picking me?
Because it sounds like your squad.
He says he wants to.
My glasses.
He says he wants to lower taxes. Do your thing, bro.
Thank you.
Okay.
Right? MAGA.
He said he wants to fix the economy. Even though inflation is already down.
It's right.
Hey, do your thing.
MAGA.
Okay? If he wants to make things more secure, build the wall, border security.
Border it up.
Do your thing.
Do your thing, Wody.
But you're going to need the Democrats to help you do that, though.
Of course
it's going to take bipartisan legislation.
It's going to take bipartisan legislation. Oh, they got the Senate and the House, so...
Well, they don't have the House yet, but it's looking like
they're going to have it. So they really don't need the Democrats to do shit.
Hey, man.
So they about to fix America, and the Dems about to get no credit for it.
Well, here's the thing.
Damn.
To your point, right?
That sucks for y'all.
To your point, right?
Yeah.
Now is the time for everybody who voted for Trump, and I would say the same thing if Kamala went. Everybody who voted for Trump, you have to push him to do everything he promised he was going to do. This is it. You can't let democracy don't end once the person you vote for gets inside the White House. Y'all have to constantly push him to do the things that you want him to do.
To stop the foreign wars, deport the criminals. I would like a pathway to citizenship for the people who are here illegally but have been working jobs and have families, and I think that we should, open our hearts to them.
They're going to have to come back. He's going to kick them out in January, and they're going to have to come back another way.
I don't love that.
That's going to happen.
I want you to start with the criminals. Let's see how that goes.
Because it's almost, and Jon Stewart made this point. I thought it was a valid point. Jon Stewart was like, do you really think he's going to go through a whole list of people and say this person's a criminal, this person's a criminal, this person's a criminal? He's like, no, you're undocumented, you gotta go. And then those people gotta come back around and figure it out later.
It's clearly an attempt to deport between 30 and 500 million people is gonna be complicated. So it's gonna be important to know how carefully the former president would execute this plan.
A lot of the millions of people have had children here who are American citizens. So yes to mass deportation, even of women and children.
So we're going to look at it very closely. The way you phrase it is exactly right. You put one wrong person onto a bus or onto an airplane, and your radical left lunatics will try and make it sound like the worst thing that's ever happened.
Because it's the worst thing that ever happened to them, the American citizens you mistakenly deport. Yet Trump is like, and that makes me the bad guy. And why is my wife interviewing me? You are my wife, right? Marla? Ivana? Ivanka? I don't know. This sounds awful, but as everyone knows, you can never listen to what Trump's saying and hear it.
I think you're taking everything a little bit too literally.
Look, Trump speaks in hyperbole. This is nothing new.
He's telling you what was in his heart. You always want to go by what's come out of his mouth rather than look at what's in his heart.
You're right. Why hold former presidents to what they say they're going to do from their mouth holes?
Gonna be a lot of kicking and screaming come January, bro.
Yeah.
Okay? It's just the truth to the matter.
Yeah.
They said mass deportations on day one.
Wow.
Day one.
Yeah, that's a tricky one for me. I think that we got to find a place in our hearts. Now, if you're a fucking criminal, you're breaking the law, get the fuck out. But if you're somebody who's been working here legally, and we've all had people, I'm sure, work for us that were illegal, they're upstanding Americans. I see them as Americans, and they should be given an opportunity.
He said he wanted the death penalty for, was it immigrants who commit murder? I think it was. Illegal immigrants that commit murder? Which one was it?
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, he said he wanted the death penalty for him.
But then he said if they deport you, if you come back again, it's 20 years, and then if you try a third time, then it's death penalty.
Run it up.
Hey, man.
Run it up. We got to have, what are you going to do? Just have an open door? Like, there's borders for a reason.
I don't even, what'd you say, Alex?
So they're gonna.
No, Chris
Chris still reeling. Chris, when he saw my outfit, he said, "Don't do it to me."
But it's America. Chris,
why are you not proud of this? The greatest country in the world. We're about to enter our next golden age. How are you not excited?
Listen, I don't
Stop
know.
acting like you were excited by Kamala Harris. Fuck out of here.
I don't know what's going to happen.
Who is excited? Look at the polls. Look at the numbers. Nobody. Not nobody.
You gotta relax.
Y'all were too relaxed. What y'all need to do is be less relaxed and hit the polls.
Listen, here's the thing. A lot of people lied. That's just the reality of the situation.
But numbers don't.
That's right. A lot of people lied. There's a lot of people that said they was going to vote for Kamala Harris. There's a lot of people that got polled. That got polled, and they said they was going to vote for Kamala Harris. It did not reflect that.
Nothing.
Like that map looked like it had its period.
Puerto Rican
first day period.
First day. Heavy flow.
It just did. Like, it's just the truth to the matter. Like, I don't think she won a swing state.
But you did. Philadelphia, right?
No.
Nope. Philadelphia's not a state.
Pennsylvania's a state. That's why she lost.
That's because they don't know. They don't know. It's a damn shame. Did you vote? Did you vote?
I thought
she lost Pennsylvania, Taylor. She lost Pennsylvania. I don't think she won one. At least right now, as of now, we're recording this on, what's today? Wednesday.
Yep.
The day after the election. She hasn't won a swing state as of now.
No, she hasn't.
No, she hasn't won one battleground state. Not one. Listen, a lot of people lied. A lot of people said that they was going to vote for Kamala, and they went in the booth and did something totally different.
Or they just didn't show up at all. And I think that was the biggest issue with Kamala, is that the numbers are just way down.
Yep.
Now, part of that is from the Democrats obviously rigging the election the last time. We know that for 100% fact now.
No, they didn't. They didn't win the election.
No, I'm teasing. I'm teasing.
Somebody called the radio station this morning, and they was like, "Stop this steal." I'm like, cut it out.
No.
It's just like it was a free, fair election. They won fair and square. They won the popular vote. They won the electoral college. It is what it is. They won the Senate. This is democracy. You can't respect democracy only when your side wins.
A lot of people are trying to chalk this up to like Trump populism, but we're talking about it on Flagrant, and it's just like, this is a rejection of leftist policy. It's a rejection of leftist ideology, and it's a rejection of Democrats not speaking to the issues that the majority of Americans have. They went on the campaign trail and they just gaslit Americans, and they said, the border's not really a problem, and I'm not actually going to do anything different than Biden.
The big issue.
Huge.
Big issue.
It's like,
I caught a lot of shit last year when, when the illegal immigrants started coming in, and then the Republicans were taking the illegal immigrants, putting them on buses, putting them on planes, sending them to sanctuary cities, and then Democrats were like, stop, enough. I'm like, yo, y'all are the ones that built these sanctuary cities. Y'all are the ones that told them to come here, so Republicans sent them. I thought it was evil genius. I said it then. I thought what Ron DeSantis and Greg Abbott was doing was evil genius. Little did we know how much that was going to come back to bite them in the ass come election time. A whole year and a half later.
Huge.
A whole year and a half later. And guess what? All it takes sometimes is just to simply be like, hey,
why don't you experience
fucked
this?
up. We fucked up.
But they couldn't say that on the campaign trail, and they just weren't addressing the issues that the American people felt strongly about. And she wouldn't distance herself from Biden. Like, she needed to throw Biden under the bus, below the bus, dig a fucking hole in the ground and put it into it, and she refused to do it. And maybe that was out of loyalty, maybe that was out of strategy, but she needed to be like, that motherfucker fucked up, this is how I'm gonna do it. And she didn't do that.
The biggest thing that they said, I saw people saying they said that clip from The View.
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind in terms of, and I've been a part of most of the decisions that have had impact.
When she was on The View and they asked her what would she do different than Biden,
she said nothing.
And she said nothing that I can think of.
Yeah,
he spent so much money running that ad over and over and over and over and over in all these battleground states. And here's the problem with Democrats. I've said it a million times. They don't know how to message. Did Biden and Harris do some good things while they was in the White House?
Sure.
Yes, they did.
Sure.
But they don't know how to message it.
Yeah.
They don't know how to tell people the good things that they did.
Also, people don't want to be told the good things while they're hurting. When your foot hurts, nobody wants to be like, but your hand is okay, right? Motherfucker, we're not talking about my hand. We're talking about my foot.
You're right.
And the American people were very specific about the issues that they had.
I've said this a million times. When you're saying things like the economy is better, right? And then you say, look at the stock market. The people that are complaining about the economy not being good don't even have no fucking
They don't even
stocks.
know what the fuck is going on.
I'm from a rural area in Moncks Corner, South Carolina, on a dirt road.
Dirt road.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm not like.
I know it well. We've been doing this podcast for 11 years. Population hasn't changed in 11 years. Ain't nobody fucking. Nobody. Roe v. Wade is alive and well in Moncks Corner, South Carolina.
It's like 12, 13 now.
Oh, wow. God damn.
My point is, those
migrants.
Those people like that in those rural areas, they not thinking about no stocks. They thinking about how can they put food on their table today.
How much is bread?
And listen, Trump spoke to people's grievances.
That's
he just did.
Thing.
And I think that, I was having this conversation last night because we did the broadcast from Howard University, and it was me and Envy and Lauren LaRosa and the Native Land podcast, Andrew Gillum, Angela Rye, Tiffany Cross. And Tiffany was just saying how, people are just stupid, right? She was like, this just shows how ignorant people are and people, they're not intellectuals. And I go, look, you don't have to be smart to know that you can't pay your rent. So you don't have to be smart to know that you can't afford these groceries.
Also, so when all those people that voted for Barack Obama did it was because they were smart and they were intellectuals. And when the same people voted for Trump this election is because they're stupid, so they just got stupider over time? Like, explain that.
Listen, man.
It's not like we got a new population.
Oh, you're right.
The same people that she's calling stupid were smart for voting for Barack. Maybe it's because Barack ran a campaign that spoke to, what's that?
Hope and Change.
Hope and Change, and spoke to things that people wanted. She didn't run that. She ran a horrible campaign, bro. It is what it is.
She ran a great campaign for what it was. You got to think it was 100. It literally was 100 day for a 100-day campaign to be thrust in that position because you got a guy who's running off ego.
Yeah.
You got a guy who was clearly just being selfish. You had a guy who was clearly just power hungry.
Yeah.
I know everybody wants to say Biden is a hero. I can't look at it like that. The reason I can't look at it like that is because, you won the election. The first thing you should have said was like, look, I'm only here for 4 years, so y'all get ready, okay? Get ready. Or 18 months ago when we were saying, this guy is not going to make it till November. This guy is not going to win an election in November. He should have told them way, way, way back when, look, I'm not running again, yo. So y'all figure this out so y'all can do a primary, get the best candidate, whatever it is. He didn't do that.
No amount of time would have changed it. Because at the end of the
Not for
day,
Biden.
she's still Kamala Harris.
No, I'm not saying even for her. I'm just saying they could have did a primary and they could have picked the candidate.
Oh, yeah. She would have
that
lost.
somebody would have wanted, that they would have wanted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe she would have got it. Maybe it would have been Mark
chance.
Kelly. Maybe it would have been Josh Shapiro. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
They didn't have a superstar. She's not a superstar. It's just what it is. They tried to do their best to hide the fact
Need a superstar to beat Trump.
Exactly.
That's just
because he's a superstar, whether you like it or not. You might disagree with him.
Yes.
He is an undeniable superstar.
Why are you saying that though? Because he lost to Biden. Biden's not a superstar.
I keep telling y'all.
The only election that the Democrats have won in the last 20 years was Barack Obama or Barack Obama's VP. People voted for Joe Biden because we were in love with Barack Obama. Don't get it twisted how incredible Barack Obama was and how in love with Barack Obama we were. Barack was, and I mean, you saw him on the campaign trail. Like, it was unbelievable watching. He's a superstar.
I think, and I've said it a million times, I think Joe Biden won in 2020 because of a series of unfortunate events. Because of COVID, because of the George Floyd protest, all of these different things. I think without those things, Joe Biden does not win in 2020.
So how does he
mail in?
But so how does he win this time, Trump?
You said what?
How does he win this time around?
Because
then?
people remember how they felt in 2020. They just remember how they felt.
Because people are done with Democratic policies. They're done because it's not just Trump, right? Like the DA in LA got removed, Gascon, this guy who put in a lot of like Democrat policies that people hold responsible for the city not being what it used to be. So people in general were rejecting Democrat policies. They were rejecting left-wing ideology, and that's why Trump won the popular vote, and that's why they won the Senate. And that's why they're probably going to win the House. It's not like this was a flood.
But they had a lot of white Senate Democratic candidates who outperformed Kamala.
White Senate.
They had a lot of white Democrats who ran for the Senate who did outperform.
What does them be? I'm missing why them being white is important.
I don't know. They just was white. I'm just saying. That's what they're labeled as. But a lot of them did outperform Kamala. And you had the governor of North Carolina is a Democrat. Yeah. He won, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So I mean, I don't think none of your points are wrong, but I just don't think it's one thing. I think it's a bunch of different things that caused Democrats to be in the position that they're in now.
I also think like horrible strategy at the end of the campaign. Like I thought that at the end of the campaign, the Kamala campaign was very specific at the last month. It was like, we just want black people to come out. And that's the only people they targeted. It was the only podcast they did. It was the only media they did.
She was out there with Liz Cheney the most. Liz Cheney was our biggest surrogate the last month.
That was the worst decision the Democrats ever made.
I agree with.
But that's a separate argument. Like, because, and we were talking about this on Flagrant, but like, here's a perfect example. People talk about like how Republican Trump is, right? Who's Trump surrounded by? Just name me the names. Who are Trump's people?
Tulsi Gabbard, RFK
Democrat.
Jr.
RFK Jr., lifelong Democrat.
Elon Musk.
Lifelong Democrat. Vivek, voted for Obama.
Yeah.
On and on and on. It's just Democrats surrounding him. Homeless Democrats. Democrats that used to be lifelong Democrats, and then the Democratic Party left them. So now they find this
other. You got the rest of the Republican Party who just falls in line with them.
Exactly. Now you have who is the biggest surrogate, like you said in the last month for Kamala?
Liz Cheney.
The worst possible name that you could attach to a politician in history. Cheney.
I think they invested too much money into trying to court white women and trying to court Republicans. I don't think they invested enough money into their base. I don't think they did enough to go after their base. But the base still showed up though. Can't act like the base didn't show up. Black men showed up and black women showed up. It was white men, white women, and Latinos.
Latinos showed up for Trump. But also she didn't
more than half of Latinos voted for Trump.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So
they're the ones who cost her the election.
But she didn't speak to white people or Latinos the last month. She only Listen, she spoke to white women with the Call Her Daddy podcast.
Oh, you talking about this with the podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm talking about the ground. I'm talking about the ground game.
No, I'm talking about the podcast. So I'm talking about the media that she's done, right?
Gotcha.
So she did the Call Her Daddy, that's white women. After that, she does Breakfast Club. She did
Brene Brown.
I don't know who that is.
Huge white woman podcast.
I don't know.
Yeah, so Call Her Daddy, Brene Brown.
But she does
The View.
The Smoke.
She did all the Smoke. She did The View.
View is white women and black women.
She did Fox. She did CNN. She did a lot.
I'm saying, what are the other pods that she's done?
Oh, just pods?
Yeah.
Pods, she did Alex Cooper, Brene Brown, All the Smoke, Club Shay Shay. That's it.
Maybe there's more. Felt to me like a specific, first of all, it felt like there was no outreach to young men at all. Like, especially non-black young men, like zero. And so I'm not exactly shocked when I saw that they did not come out for her at all. She could have went on the biggest platform in the world and the biggest platform for black people in the world, which is the Joe Rogan podcast, and she chose not to do it. And I think that was a very foolish mistake.